Ladies and gentlemen, another Facebook Live on this lovely Tuesday, the 3rd of August. Wow. And we're very fortunate today. Geez, I was just thinking, Rochelle, I think I've known you for almost 15 years now. Mike
Kind of
Ferry,
crazy, but true.
yes, and we've been doing some form of coaching since then, even though you do also have a Mike Ferry coach. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Rochelle Vannoy from the St. Rose office.
Hi,
Woo!
everybody.
With her lovely dream board. Tell us a little about your dream board behind you as we get started here. Look at that.
So I have a couple of them behind me. I've been making dream boards for over 10 years now. And I know some people put stuff over them when they accomplish it, or they cross it off or pull it off. But I never do that because I personally like to be able to go back to them and look and say, oh, wow, I did that, I did that, I did that, I did that. Because what I've learned over the years is that the stuff, when you put it on your dream board, I don't always even know what the heck it is, or I just like the picture. And it's amazing how many things have come true or that I've done that are on my dream boards.
Very nice. Very nice. Yes, I know you put stuff on. Like, for instance, tell them the story about your car. I like that one. And the color and everything.
Yeah, that's on. That one's not behind me. That one's over there. But so I bought myself a Tesla last year for my birthday, and I wanted a red one. Right, that was my plan. I was finally going to buy myself a red car because I've never bought a red car because I've always been told, you'll get more tickets, and I didn't want any tickets or anything. But I was going to buy the red Tesla, right? And I wanted an S. Well, I couldn't find a picture of a red Tesla. And I couldn't, in the magazines, the only Teslas I saw were the newer one at that time, which was the Model 3. And so the picture I found is a Model 3 and it's white with the black and white interior. And sure enough, what car did I buy? That exact car.
The black and white interior with the white exterior. And I see it in the parking lot all the time because some days when I get here, it's the only car there before me.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of
Yeah.
days. I think we come in right about the same time. Mark is either I either say hi to Mark as he's driving by me, or he says hi to me, and your car's there a lot of the time too. So that's one thing. All right, to be successful, you have to get started. I think you have to get started early at this, don't you?
I do. Yeah. I do. And, I'm in the process right now of tweaking my schedule a little bit because I want to add in, for the last 6 months of this year, reviewing the phone calls. I've started recording my prospecting calls. And so I want to pick a couple every day and listen to them. Before I do my affirmations and before I role play, because I know that will help me to remember what might have went right or wrong the day before so that I can fix it.
All right, I love that idea. It's such a great idea. And give an idea of your goal this year and where you are closed and pending so far.
So my goal is 60 and I have 30. I'm halfway there. So I've got I should have known this. I think I have 28 closed and I have like 7 pending right now. So I'm at like 35. So I'm
30,
pretty much on track. I'm a
pretty
little
much
behind because as you know, I only have 5 more months, not 6 months.
right.
So I'm actually like 4 or 5 deals behind.
Which you can definitely pick up because we're going now. We're going to go through that after everybody gets back to school. See, everybody. This is the thing about this year is that everybody forgets that July and August. Well, especially the end of June, July, and the first part of August. It doesn't go away, but it clicks down about 10-15%, and then it goes into gear once school starts back up in like early September, right?
That's true. Actually, because I've been tracking my numbers for so long, July and December are my slowest months.
Hmm.
Um, and this July was a super hot July too. So I'm sure that didn't help things at
Super
all.
hot temperature. Yes.
Yeah, super hot temperatures. Yeah.
And humidity all at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy,
This
right?
year, the last half. Hmm.
All right, good. Yeah, and it's people say to me, "Well, that didn't happen last year." Well, last year we didn't have an April, and a May because of the
Right.
pandemic, and part of June. So then when July came, it was like a back. Remember that people,
Yeah.
nixed their deals, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, "Okay, I guess it's going to be fine, or at least okay." And then we had a huge July and August because of that backlog of people.
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So here's the $1 million question, Rochelle Vannoy. I know
Okay.
only recently that you've got an assistant. So you're doing 60 deals. What everybody on here should know is that you always do between 40 and 50 for the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years in a row without an assistant. This year you have an assistant and you're going to go to 60. So give an idea of what you do in order to be that efficient, effective.
Well, there's a couple of things that have uh, catapulted me. So I got an assistant a year and a half ago, and the promise I had made to my kids, that's the reason I did finally hire someone, that was up as well. So I decided to start working more hours again, get an assistant, and become more uh, efficient.
Right. Yeah, your kids are off in college now, right? One's almost going to be graduating and one's like second year, right?
Correct. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So awesome. It's funny that what we were talking about earlier too is because of the job market, both of your kids had an incredible work summer because they didn't have a lot of
Yes, they
competition, right?
did. Yes, they did. It's kind of crazy. I love both my kids, but my daughter's definitely a chip off the old block. I think she worked like almost 60 hours last week.
Right. Big tips, not a lot of competitions because a lot of people are still
Yeah,
in unemployment, right? Which is crazy.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Just goes to show you that if you're willing to get out there and work it, there's always going to be a good job for the go getter, right?
That is true. If you put the time and effort into it, you do a good job. If you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. So
That's a
if
great.
you're enjoying, you're not going to enjoy every part of the process, but you have to focus on the parts you enjoy to get through the parts that you don't, because uh, you know nothing is completely without any pain. No pain, no gain has been the saying forever, but
Mhm.
um, so you have to figure out what works best for you.
Yeah, it's kind of that like bittersweet pain of working out. You know it's a little painful, but you know it's for tremendous gain, so it doesn't feel as bad when you're doing your job and you're going through the uncomfortable phase. There's a certain parts you're going to love, certain parts you're not crazy about, but they're all like Darren. Whoops, as I throw something across the room, Darren Hardy has a great example of that when he talks about being successful. He says 80-90% of it's a grind, it's repetitive, but that 10 to 20% that you get to, kind of worth the trip.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So obviously, planning and doing your dream boards and all of that is one of your favorite parts of this business, isn't it?
I do like it. Yeah. I mean, one of the things that keeps me motivated is always having something to look forward to, whether it's a vacation that I'm taking with my family, whether it's something that we're doing to the house, whether it's something that I want to acquire. Like I said, I bought the car now, it's almost a year ago, and we did a remodel on the house. And so I just constantly keep like a little carrot in front of myself, so to speak, of something that I want to have accomplished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and lately it's been something like, for instance, because you've been at a good clip for a long time, sometimes you got to remember why you do this, what about it you love, reset your goals, because a lot of times, success or success several years in a row can get in the way of the next level of success too, right?
Yeah. And, some people have told me I'm just a little complacent. Um, and I agree. I don't disagree. I think I have to reevaluate what I really want to accomplish in the next 5 years, and decide from that and set the goals for myself, because ultimately it doesn't matter what other people think or want or say you should or shouldn't do. It only matters what you want to do to achieve what you want in your life.
Right. Yep, I agree 100%. It's and it's a sometimes complacency is a little bit of a gift. You should say to yourself, "Well, thank you," because you've been doing well for so long that you deserve to
Yeah.
be in this great situation, and you've earned it, right? A lot of people don't understand. It's years and years of discipline, and like I said, I've known you since. My days at Mike Ferry, like 5 years. It's been. I was figuring it out before we started. It's been about 13, 14 years that we've actually been coaching together. So it's been a
That's
pleasure doing it too. All right, so you could do this all over again, knowing what you know now. You like that?
Yeah, I like that.
I thought Paul was going to give me a horn nose there, but apparently, you know, I'm not getting one today. Okay, so anyway,
All
so
right. Well, I'm sorry.
anyway, my point. Okay, so you could do this again, knowing what you know now. Tell them the three most important things that you would focus on.
Hmm.
Mm.
The three most important things I would focus on now, if I could start all over, know what would get me faster, quicker, better, easier. Huh.
Because not a lot
I
of people
would.
know you started off on a team. You were a buyer agent at first, right? So you've done pretty much everything in this business.
Yeah, I have. So that was actually the first thing I was going to say is practice your skills much more than you think you have to, because skills will give you confidence will give you a, a an ease about yourself when you're dealing with the public, so that they then have the trust in you, because for them it's a very nervous situation a lot of the time. And if they sense you're nervous too, it just makes them more nervous. And so whatever you need to do to make yourself feel cool, calm, and collected. So for example, if you think about the first time you drove a car, because we were talking about cars, versus now you're like on autopilot. Sometimes you get home and you're like, I don't even remember driving home, right? But you did drive home, you didn't kill anybody. It's kind of the same thing in real estate. The faster you can get to kind of like an autopilot,
Hmm.
the faster you'll grow.
Yeah,
Okay,
the
so
old.
that's the first one. The second one is treat it like a business. So when you have a business, when you're working for somebody else, you've got a set schedule and you have to be in the office at a certain time. You've got to accomplish certain things every day. So you have to be your own boss and you have to make yourself do the things that you need to get done. And if you don't know what those things are, talk to your managers. They can tell you what the things are that every single day you should be doing. So um, treat it like a business, learn your skills more. And then the last thing I would say is blind faith.
Mm.
I wish, even to this day, I wish I had more blind faith, because when I exhibit it and truly personify the blind faith, it's amazing what happens. And even though I have that track record, I would say that's probably one of the weakest things for me. Being a huge analytical, I just want the facts and figures that say it's going to happen, and you can't have that with blind faith. You got to have the faith first, and then you get the data to support it. And so it's kind of backwards for me.
Right. You got to believe in that ahead of time, you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, and you did, but your when your urgency level was different. Getting this thing going is one urgency level. Then being successful in going to the next level is a whole different urgency level too. Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. Yeah,
And your
yeah.
life will
I
not
mean,
change. If you don't go to the next level, you're still gonna have a wonderful, tremendous life and making plenty of money, doing whatever you want to do, going on all your vacations. This is something we talk about all the time too on our coaching, by the way, folks.
yeah.
Do you really want, because you have to want it like pretty close to oxygen in order for it to happen, just like you want it to be in the position that you currently are now, like oxygen, and that's why you're there.
That is true. So this is something that I wanted. I wanted my business so that I can do 40 and 50 deals just like clockwork, right? No no stress. I know it's going to happen. It's just a matter. I have to do certain number of contacts and boom boom boom. So what I have to decide is, do I want to ramp it up? Do I want to do the more contacts? Do I want to delegate more and have either more assistants, better assistants, different assistants to make that so that that is possible? And that's all I need to do. And I know that. I just have to commit. And until I've commit, here we are.
Be legit and commit. I love it. Yes, no, it's so true. It's so true. It's a matter of do you want it? Can you see it? Can you understand what that feels like? And I'm going to go back to your first point though, real quick. I believe what you just said about the skills too. Not a lot of people spend time on the skills. If you spend time on the skills, and we're not talking about just learning scripts and a presentation, also your market numbers, data, list of sale price, that gives you a competence, which makes you confidence versus just being cocky and confident. It's a whole different confidence level. That's a
Right.
very
I'll tell you an interesting thing. Okay, so when I first got into real estate and I would talk to some of the agents who've been in the business now as long as I have, and they could tell you where to find certain kinds of houses like all over the valley, the subdivision names or the sizes or what price they would be or things like that. And I'd be like, wow, I was mesmerized. I was like, how the hell do you know that? Sorry.
no problem.
And
You can say hell on this class. I mean, it's just
and
okay.
and I can do that now. And
Hmm.
and and so having a knowledge of the product that's out there makes it so much easier for me to match my buyer or
Right.
my seller to a realistic expectation for themselves that it displays to the client your level of knowledge and confidence. So it's not just scripts, it's previewing property, it's learning how to present, your rate, your tone of speech. It's a lot of things. And I think that's the thing is most people are just missing one part. So it's not like tons of things. And it's just a little tweak that will take you to the next level.
Yep. Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. And that confidence comes across as confidence, not cockiness, and they can tell they want to work with you. Plus what you just said too, knowing, I know you as far as I know that you're a telephone prospector. I know you'll go out door knocking. If you have a
Yeah,
buyer in today's market and you can't find them a property and you know what they're looking for, you know where to go door knocking, and
that's right.
find them. See, people don't realize, the only place to, okay, MLS is not the only place to find inventory for
Right.
somebody that you have that's hot to buy, right?
Yeah, that's true. It's the easiest,
It is.
okay, but it's not the only one.
No, like you just talked about previewing properties. And I love to preview for sale by owners because I have a chance to list them and I'm previewing property. Very efficient use of your time.
Fair
All
enough.
right. Any final words you want to leave these lovely people? We're right at our time, so perfect. Any words you want to
Uh,
leave these lovely people?
real estate can be a great career. Just like any job, it's what you make of it. Um, it will teach you as much about yourself as you will learn about real estate.
That's true.
And unfortunately, some people don't like what they learn about themselves. So, uh, I, the more that you become a better person, the more you'll attract better people to you.
That's so true. The karmic value, just like prospecting has a karmic value. And that is so true. Most people, and I talk about this in Success Series too, most people give up before the miracle happens. It takes
Mm-hmm.
longer, more
Yeah.
money, more frustration. You've started a business. If you think about it, there's so many different life lessons in being a successful realtor. But if you go through them, I mean, think about this, Rochelle. How many people do you know that have done all the stuff that we're talking about and not been successful? It doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. Yeah. If you take the time to become a more well-rounded person and you're truly genuinely looking out for your clients and you're always trying to learn something along the way, you will be successful.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I believe there are way more, like, there's a lot of people out there who understand the market, who understand how to use MLS, who understand
Yeah.
how to do EMA, but they won't do the other things to fill their pipeline. So they're using those skills all the time. So it's like you said, sometimes it's just one or two little tweaks, and it takes you to the next level.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rochelle, for taking your time out today. This was completely
Thank
awesome.
you.
Yeah. All
Hopefully
right.
I was helpful and I hope everybody has a great day.
All right. You too. See you, everybody. Bye, Rochelle.
Bye.